So I've noticed that on my TikTok phone I use for TikTok, it's the mounts. I don't know if any of the videos. No, I don't want to do all this. Hold on, I reset my phone yesterday, like I was talking about, and now I have all these fucking notifications and shit when I'm doing stuff. I don't want to do that. I just want it to be live. Okay, thank you. So every time I do something, I get all the fucking command prompts on do this, push this button for this, all that stupid shit. Which is understandable, but still it's obnoxious. However, I have plenty of fucking room on my phone now. All the fucking apps are back on the regular fucking phone. Every one of them. Even the ones that I had moved to the SD card, they are all back on the regular phone because I had to reinstall and I didn't move them back over. And I have like 26 gigabytes being used, as opposed to the 63 and a half with only like half of the fucking apps on the main phone. So, but yeah, and the 17 gigs that I had logged for TikTok are now down to 500 megabytes. I'm assuming it's just from years of use because this phone's outdated. I've probably had it paid off for at least 2 years now, year and a half, 2 years now. But there's nothing wrong with the phone. There's nothing other than the fact that it's only got 64 gigabytes of storage and everything its files are huge now. But if it saves me from having to spend an extra $58 a month on a new phone, I'm fine. Yeah, and it's like the last line of phones they made with SD cards too, and that kind of pisses me off. The new ones don't come with SD cards. I hate that. That's so fucking stupid. It's just a money grab. That's all it is. 1,000%. It's a money grab. Somebody's in here. I hate that I have to. That's the one thing I don't like about this phone is the camera, the selfie camera. I can't zoom out on, at least on Instagram. Well, and I tried it with TikTok. I tried opening it up on TikTok and it works fine. I got the same fucking spread on TikTok on that phone. Maybe, I don't know. I don't remember. It's been a while. But I think that selfie camera I can't zoom out anymore. So it's like that's as far as it can see to about there. Which then again, I'm doing this here and you're seeing the same thing on TikTok. But as far as back here goes, you can see all the way to about there, and this is kind of cut off about here on there. And then I think you can still see me on TikTok here, but you can't on Instagram. Which, it's in landscape mode, so you can see fucking everything down here. I did notice these cheap ass fucking $5 mounts, the little padding that's coming off, you know, just from the pressure. I need to find my super glue, or just go buy another thing of super glue. It's not expensive. And then super glue these pads back on. But I noticed when I'm scrolling through editing my videos for my highlight reel, because I use the TikTok one, I noticed the camera just slightly moves as it goes throughout the time. It's just funny because you watch like this, you just see it just kind of turning the angle. And then what was it, last Monday, the whole thing just popped off. So that was kind of obnoxious but funny at the same time, so I included it in the highlight reel. Just because so, yeah, anyway. I have to figure out how to get my ass down here, stop staying up so late. I finished watching Stranger Things, at least up until, you know, I was caught up before, but just season 4, volume 1. So I finished that last night. I only had like 2 episodes to watch. So I watched that. And then I got into a kind of healthy, I'm surprised, a healthy, rational discussion, debate about Ohio's gun laws, or the new constitutional carry law that just went into effect on Monday. So that was kind of cool. Part that it was actually a rational discussion and not just somebody who was just like, you know, spouting off a bunch of bullshit points with somebody else spouting off some bullshit. When I say spouting off some bullshit points as well. You know, just, you know, you've read those, you know. Someone totally left and someone totally completely right, just spouting off a bunch of garbage that doesn't make any sense, but there's no middle ground. So, but her whole point was allowing people to conceal carry without a license. It's a permit, but you know, without a license is not a good idea. And I'm like, you understand the bad guys didn't give a shit if there was a license or not. She's not talking about bad guys, I'm talking about mentally ill people. And it does make sense because there probably are people who are kind of, I'm not going to, you know, I'm probably not going to pass a background check, you know. But if you can't pass a background check, you can't legally own a gun anyway. But then again, you can go buy one legally at a gun show. I'm not sure how that works. I'm not sure how Ohio's works, but I know you have to, at a gun store, you have to have a background check. But either way, somebody who has issues might not want to open carry because they might be worried what people are going to think, you know, because they might have it in the back of their head that they might do something anyway, so they're worried about what people will think about it. And they're worried they're going to do something, you know. But they won't go. They probably wouldn't go get a concealed carry because, again, they're probably worried that something's going to come up. This, they're going to find out. You know, they're going to check my internet history. They're going to do this, and I'm not going to be allowed to do it. You know, people are weird. You know, so people who have issues might be thinking all this extra stuff, and now that they don't have to have a permit, my son made fun of me yesterday for saying permit instead of permit, emphasizing the wrong syllable. That's the verb. Whatever. Not having a permit makes them more comfortable carrying because now they can conceal carry and not have to worry about anybody seeing it or anything else. And that makes sense. I understand her point. But she said with the permit, you know, like the psych evaluation had to be done. I said, no. Like, I have my CCW. I never had to have a psych evaluation done. I'm like, they do a background check, and that background check includes looking for anything that, you know, if a court of law has deemed you mentally insane, then you cannot, or mentally unstable, or whatever. By a court, if you've been deemed that by a court of law, you are denied your CCW. You're also, at that point, denied buying a gun, at least in Ohio. So, and she's like, well, how do you think they get those? I said, exactly. I'm like, it has to have been done at a point in time. They can't, they're not just going to go, you're going to, they don't do that for every application. They don't say, okay, you have to go sit with a psychiatrist for an hour and do a psych eval. It's not how it works. It says, if it was done for any other reason, that is, you will be denied. But if it has not been done, then it cannot be used against you because you don't have any prior history. And that's how rights work. That's how the Constitution works. You can't use prejudgment to make a decision on somebody. And that's why red flag laws are unconstitutional and illegal, because it uses prejudgment to deny somebody their right. I'm not saying everybody should own a gun. I am for the Second Amendment, 1,000%. Let's say 99.9%. Because there are people that should not be able to exercise that right. just because they have it. You know, people who have the mentality of a child should not be able to have that, like legit mentality of a child. People on the extreme autism spectrum or mental retardation or Down syndrome, whatever, who have the mentality of a child still, as to a certain point, can't comprehend things, they should not be allowed to have, exercise that right. But it says it shall not be infringed. But there is a point where you can infringe, you know. So yeah, I believe there needs to be a better way of evaluating people who can get their hands on them. But it is not prejudging people, because that is opening up a floodgate for dictatorship and authoritarianism. How do you fuck do you say that? Basically what Biden's trying to do, being authoritarian. Authoritarianism. Can't say it that way. Authoritarian. Autocrat. I don't know. So yeah. Can't just take away rights because you think. Because Nancy down the street is mad at Bob because doesn't like Bob because Bob always walks his dog late at night across her house, and the dog barks at her cat that's in the window. So Bob's an asshole. So she's gonna lie because that's how a red flag law works. They ask your neighbors and your friends and your family if you should be allowed to have a gun. And if your friends and family, your family is, oh no, he shouldn't have a gun. You know, they're staunch against. My uncle, who's, I don't know if he watches these. I know he watches my highlights. He's like my biggest supporter ever since I started posting these things on Facebook. Every video I post, he's like, go, looking good, doing great. Da, da, da. He's just going nuts, you know. But he is just totally for all kinds of gun control, and he's a military vet. Like he's all for, you know, banning quote unquote assault rifles and all this other stuff, and I've gone back and forth a little bit on that. But let's just, you know, say like, well, he wants to purchase a gun for self-defense and home defense and blah blah blah. No, he shouldn't have a gun. Why not? You know, you're gonna come up with whatever fucking reason you want because you don't want people to have guns. One less gun on the streets or in a house is one less gun that could be used for something. So people who don't want guns will find a way to make it without lying, because obviously I don't think it's not a court of law, so you're not going to be in trouble for lying about it, but you know damn well if these Democrats in office get these fucking ways where they get the red flag laws, they're not going to give a flying fuck if Nancy lies about Bob or goes extreme on Bob. You know, Bob's an asshole, Bob's mean, he's short-tempered, he's because he walks his dog late at night and she can't keep her cat out of the window. Or whatever, you know, something stupid. Or Nancy's dog keeps taking a shit in Bob's yard and won't clean it up, and he gets pissed off and goes pounding on her door and knocks on. Oh, he's very short-tempered. He's an angry man. But she's not going to explain the fact that she pissed him off. You know, and it took like, you know, months after her getting this dog, he finally went over. He's like, hey, I just want to let you know your dog's dumping in my yard, and I've cleaned it up a few times, and we need to find a way to make sure this stops. You know, or you got to come over and at least clean it up. You know, I'm not worried about, you know, it could be like my neighborhood when nobody really has a nice lawn. We don't manicure and keep it all like pristine and, you know, perfect. Except for the lady 2-3 houses down. But you know, be like listen, I don't really care if your dog occasionally, you know, makes it over here, but just please clean it up. I almost stepped in the other day. And she's like pissed off about that, whatever. But months go by, and then finally he gets over pissed off. I've told you a million times, my kid just fucking stepped in it, brought it in the house, tracked it all over the fucking house. You need to clean up your dog's shit or keep him out of my yard. Next time I'm going to shoot your fucking dog. You know, because he's pissed. He doesn't mean it, but he's pissed off, and he's just going, I mean, everybody says something stupid, you know, in their head from time to time. Doesn't mean they're mentally insane, doesn't mean they're not okay to own a gun, doesn't mean he's actually going to shoot the fucking dog. You know? And then next thing you know, she's like, oh no, he said he's going to shoot my dog. Just, you know, why would he say that? I don't know. He doesn't like dogs. And then he's denied a gun, and the next thing you know, his house gets robbed and he gets murdered because he couldn't protect himself. Because Nancy's pissed off at him because she won't clean up after her dog. Each state would create their own red flag policies and procedures. Feds would help provide fine. How red flag? Exactly. That's. I mean, that's better than the feds making the rules, but places like New York and California that are like, fuck them. Texas and Ohio, they're probably going to say, fuck you. We're not doing red flag ones. But yeah, unless the Second Amendment is amended or repealed, then the federal government really can't put any policies in place on how people own guns. What's the Second Amendment? Are you not American? The Second Amendment is the right of the people to own guns, and for states to have a well-regulated militia. A well-regulated militia to ensure a well-regulated militia necessary for the security of a free state, something like that. The rights of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. So I'm pretty close on the wording there. So people get that confused all the time. They think that, well, you have to be in a militia to have the gun. No, you don't. It's the state's right to have a militia and the people's rights to have a gun. And they seem to confuse all that together. It's just, bear arms. Bear arms are to carry weapons. Armament is weapons, usually with firearms. That's why they're called firearms. Anything you're armed with, you are armed with a weapon. To bear arms, to keep, own, and carry weapons. So if I wanted to carry a sword around, technically I have the right to carry a sword around because it is an arm. I am bearing an arm. I am carrying a weapon. Although it's really just pretty much, it basically means guns. Okay, so, but if you want to get completely literal, it just means anything that's a weapon. I can carry a weapon. And no problem. But yeah, I definitely don't think there should be no infringement whatsoever, because not everybody should have something that makes it easier to kill people. But I'm sorry, you're not going to put laws into place that are going to take my rights away because other people do bad things. You don't take my right away from driving because other people because that asshat drove through a parade. I don't lose my right to drive my car because he did that. I don't lose my rights to drink and smoke, even though it kills millions of people a year, or hundreds of thousands of people a year. I don't smoke, but anymore. But you can't take my rights and privileges away because other people do bad things. So, but yeah, that's enough of that. It's not even what we're here for. That is not what we're here for. This is what we're here for. But you know, since it's leg day, I'm going to stall as long as fucking possible. What was I saying about being up? Yeah, I was up late, and then I got that discussion, and then I went to bed late, so I woke up late again, which makes sense because my son came over on Monday, and we stayed up late watching TV. We got all the way to one last fucking episode. We literally had 2 episodes left under the dome, and because of the thunderstorms we had, the cable went out. Not the cable, the internet. I don't have cable, I have internet. The internet went out for like an hour. So next thing you know, we're just kind of playing on our phones for a little bit. He's like, you might as well just go to bed. You know, I'm like, but I was getting hungry again because it was late, so I ate. And then, of course, after you eat a little bit, you know, depending on what you eat, I was a little more awake. Cable came back on, so we watched the second to last episode, and by the end of that one, I'm just like, and I'm like, yeah, I need to go to bed because this won't be done until like 4:30 in the morning. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go to bed. So we get all the way to the last fucking episode, and then I went to bed, and now we have to wait till next week to watch it. Just one episode left. It's kind of irritating. And I just know I would have fell asleep during the last episode. So, on my schedule's off today and yesterday, always is for the Monday and Tuesday. So, but yeah. So here's a fun little story. When I reset my phone, it's not really fun. It's kind of annoying and kind of boring actually. But for me, it was kind of. I reset my phone. I put all the apps back on. I went to re-log into Amazon Flex, and it says log on with your Amazon account. So I typed in my Amazon account with like my legit Prime Amazon shopping account, and it went through. But it started going through the whole process again of signing up. So I'm like putting in the area I want to work in, which is Akron, not Cleveland, which is what I was in. And it says, we have some availabilities in Akron. Start your onboarding process now to ensure your spot. So I started going through it. I watched all the stupid fucking videos again. I didn't watch them a second. I just had them playing in the background while I was editing my video from yesterday. So I already watched them, so not a big deal. So I get to that point, I put in my license information. I'm like, why am I doing this all again? I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, maybe because it's going to transfer me over. I'm like, cool. Maybe that's what's going on here. That's what I thought was going on. I start putting my background check information in and put my social security number in. He goes, that social security number is in use. Please correct the information or log on to your existing account. I'm like, I'm on my account. What the fuck? Then I realized that I use a different email address because my regular email address, when I first signed up for it, like a year and a half or so ago, I was driving a little C300 Benz, you know, tiny ass little fucking car. And then I got this Ford Flex now instead. So when I got the Flex, I tried signing up again, but every time I went to log in, it's like no availability, no availability. I'm like, so I used a different email address to sign up, and again, there was still no availability, but so I re-signed up, and when they put me on, they sent an email saying there's availability in your area. I just went right through it, followed it, went through, and realized it was, where do you want to work? And it gave me a drop down, and everything was 25 miles away at least. I'm like, it was all in Cleveland. I'm like, well, how am I in Cleveland? I'm like, I signed up for Akron. Why would I get an email saying there's availability available in my area, and it wasn't my area that I asked to sign up for? So, not knowing what the hell happened, I emailed them saying, I don't know how to proceed because I'm logged into my Amazon account. Also, since it said there was availability in my area in Akron, can we please transfer it down because that's what I signed up for in the first place. And the only thing I got back from them on the email, which I'll give them the credit, they email you back quickly. But the only thing she addressed was the fact we cannot transfer you over to Akron at this time. There's, please wait for an email to show availability. I'm like, you didn't even address the actual concern that I'm calling you about. I said I had to reset my phone, blah, 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 and all this other stuff, and I can't log in properly, and I'm stuck on this background check. So I called them, and he goes, another email address? I said, I don't believe so. He goes, well, go back, I had to uninstall it, reinstall it to get back to the main page. Typed in the other email address, and it popped back up, and I was in Cleveland. I said, great. Now, can we transfer me down to Akron? Because when I was trying to go through earlier, it said there was availability in Akron. So, can we please transfer me down? And there's no availability. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? It just said there was availability. But then again, most likely, it was probably, I typed in Akron, and it was going to tell me Cleveland again, or there's availability in Youngstown. Either way, it's all like 30 miles away. The closest store to me, location to me, is 24 miles away. So I went to look at the schedule today, and there was a shift that was $79 for 3.5 hours. I'm like, well, that's more than $20 an hour. So that would be almost no different than me working down here. I'm like, so I can go get that shot. Then I realized I'm going to spend roughly, that's 48-mile round trip. 24 up there, 24 down here. That is 3 gallons of gas for my vehicle. Probably a little bit less because driving 24 miles straight, 24 miles back, it's probably going to be less, probably going to be more miles per gallon than just driving through the city doing my normal shit. But still, that figures out to be about roughly 3 gallons of gas, which is going to cost me $15 just to go make $79. So this is $80. I'm going to come out with what, $65, which is less than $20 an hour for those 3.5 hours. Again, that's nothing bad except for the fact that that's more wear and tear on my vehicle as well, and then I could have just done that down here without the extra mileage going up there. So if I'm going to make $65 in 3.5 hours, which is just $70 would be $20 an hour before gas, because I'm still going to spend gas on top of that driving around to those vehicles. So it's going to cost me $15 to make that $79, which puts me at $66, $64 that I'm going to make minus whatever gas I spend dropping off those packages up there, because I'm still going to spend gas dropping those off. And I don't know how many packages I have. I don't know how much driving I'm going to be doing. I could be driving I could drive 79 miles, dropping those packages off in those 3.5 hours. I don't know where the fuck they're going. So that could be $1 a mile. And it's going to cost me about 30 cents a mile. So that's 70 cents per mile that I'm making. 30 cents a mile I'm spending. So that's going to add up real quick, and then I end up with probably about maybe $35, $40 in profit for 3.5 hours, when I would have made a hell of a lot more money down here, even sitting on my ass twiddling my thumbs for half that time. And then I'm going to be grossing about $2 a gallon down here on average. Even if I don't hit that $20 an hour, I'm still going to be roughly $2 a mile down here. So I'm still going to make out better than I would up there. So unless I can catch a shift that actually pays decent, pays more than that, it's not worth my drive up there. And that kind of sucks because I was kind of excited to do this. But all the schedules, there are scheduled things, there are blocks that you can request, but it's not guaranteed you get it. And you pop them up there, and they're like, oh, it's $165 for 4 hours. But you're not guaranteed to get it. So why would I waste my time doing that? And then get down here, and I'm in the middle of it. I'm in the middle of work, and they're like, oh, your dash has been approved. Please head to the pickup location. I got like a half hour to get there, and that's 45 minutes away. I'm not sure how that works, so I got to make money. So making money comes first over trying something out. So I am talking to absolutely nobody. Everybody left. Somebody came in. That's fine. I shouldn't be talking anyway. I got to fill up my water. I'm going to get started here. Wasting time. Then I took my son to, he wanted to stop at T-Mobile for the T-Mobile Tuesdays things and get the T-Mobile socks, which is understandable because I have a whole drawer. I have 70, like 80, 100 pairs of novelty socks in my, that's all they wear. Except for working out with these like ankle things. But my daily socks, like I got like all kinds of shit. I got Roadrunner, I got Back to the Future, I got Top Gun, I got Mickey Mouse, not Mickey Mouse, there was no Disney ones. Kermit, Animal, Top Cat, Hanna-Barbera stuff, all kinds of shit, Nintendo shit, Mario, Mega Man, SpongeBob, I got big pink ones with Patrick's face on it. I will wear those with shorts. I don't give a shit. I think they're fun. I'll put on Captain America ones for my Superman shirt. Really piss off some people. I try not to do that. I try to make sure I'm wearing similar stuff. Like if I put a Superman shirt on, like yeah, they at least got to be DC or something non-Marvel. Okay, did I move this over? It's over. Fine, if you like that. All right. So anyway, now that I've been talking forever, yeah, that's it. That's all I have to say. I hope that's all I have to say. That's how my day went yesterday. Wasn't a bad day, but wasn't a productive enough day. Just went to T-Mobile. They didn't have any socks, so we ended up getting him a phone. He started complaining about his phone. Like he brought up his storage. He only had 32 gigs of storage. He had an A20, Samsung A20, which only had 32 gigs of storage on it. And his was running slow because of that. I think he had issues with charging too, so it's paid off. So now he has a backup phone just in case. And then got him the S21. He's happy with it. He's fine with that. He's not really big on having like the super duper phones because he built his own computer, and his computer is a super duper computer. Me, I have a cheap, annoying computer, and I try to have the best phone possible that I can get. And as much as I want to upgrade, I'm not going to right now. Even though I really want that stylus and shit, I might still do it. Maybe if the kids started paying for their phones. Alright, so anyway, what was I saying? I wasn't saying I said a bunch of bullshit I don't need to be fucking talking about. It's workout time. It's almost noon. I gotta turn off my alarms. All my alarms came back. Everything else, all my settings came back, which I thought was kind of weird. I factory reset everything. And it doesn't look like I have an alarm button for it. Pretty much everything just came back the way it was. My background, my lock screen, all that shit came back. I think it's saved on Samsung and stuff. So I was kind of worried about all the extra shit coming back, but anyway, it is. Yeah, my voice just cracked. Yep. Cats are having fun. It is week 2, day 3, which means it's leg day. This is the big leg day. This is the double squat, double calf raise leg. This is your basic leg day. It's 2 squats, leg extensions, leg curls, and then standing and seated calf raises. And then Saturday's leg day is one squat, some leg cable kicks, inner outer thighs, rear kicks, and hip raises and donkey calf raises. All right, so leg day. Leg day. You start with hip hop abs, hips, buns, and thighs. And it does work your legs quite a bit. It does. It actually does. It may look goofy, but it does. It works for what it is. Makes a really good warm-up / cardio. In this case, pretty decent leg workouts for anybody not trying to build, just trying to get in shape and stay in shape. It works nicely. Again, it's nothing major. You can always add ankle weights. It'll help you out a little bit with some of the leg lifts they do. But it's not made to build. It's made to just tone and get fat loss. It's really what it's for. And it works for what it's for. I basically use it for a warm-up and cardio. Okay, so we'll start with that, and then we will go into the workouts. And yeah. Let that go on. That's going to be raised. I might as well raise it now. I haven't started my workout, so I'm going to raise this up to squat height. Right now it's on incline bench height. Squats. So glad I was smart enough to label these, like just with a perfect marker on the side, exactly where I need to be. I'll be sitting there counting them every time, and I probably end up miscounting them. Maybe lopsided, and like, motherfucker. I have to start getting my ass down here earlier. I have to. Especially when we start getting into more sets. Because I still plan on doing my warm-up, my 20 to 30 minute, roughly 20-minute warm-ups. These ones are a little bit longer than the other ones I do, which I'll be doing for the next segment with 3 of 10. And then I have to add intervals in between, because the more sets you have, the more rest you need, which just makes the workout take longer. And then doing those extra intervals on top of the warm-up / cardio. Yeah, doing the workout the warm-up / cardio probably going to help with fat loss, but again, it's going to make it take longer than it normally does, which is too long in the first place. So anyway, my phone is not moved. Maybe a tad bit. All right, so let's get this party started. Let's get it started in here. I have mentioned I don't like leg day, right? Make sure.
Are y'all ready to go? Come on, y'all, let's rock it out. I'm here to make your ass. I want to cheese until tuck, tight, and breathe. By the time you're done, that's all you need. Get hip hop ass all day long.
Yes, it's cheesy.
Hey, Week10. My name is Sean T. Welcome to Hip Hop Ad. You know what? This is called Hip, Buns, and Ties, y'all. We're gonna work it out. You know what? So you can look cute in your jeans. Are you ready to go? Let's go. You know what? Step that right. Look, just step that. Now look, I got Tanya over here to my left. She's gonna give you beginning modifications for you. Okay? So if nothing's gonna be Tanya, it's good. Just go with her.
I got no notification.
Come on. Let's work the core, work the thighs. Here we go. Let's get below. Right here. Sit down. Come on, please. Now when you go down, I want you to bend the knees and tighten up your abs here, right? Let's add some arms in here. Push, roll, push, hit. Now when you pull, you really contract your obliques here. So let's go right here. Come on. Move to me. Let's move. Let's move. Smooth. Remember, tight and low. Push. Go back for more. Come on, push. You got it, y'all. Hit, hit. Come up again. Yeah. You got it. Let's work it out. Move back. Come on. Just move and groove. Stay here. Stay here. Now cross the arms. Look. I'm crossing and I'm bending at knees and I'm hip-hopping. Work. Come on, groove. Look. I'm tightening down. Pushing down. 8 more. Right here. Go 8 and 7 and 6. Are you good? Are you ready to move? Move to me. Let's go. Let's go. Move. Hit. Tighten up. Bend your knees. Work the quad back now. Push. You good? Hit it. Come on. Go. Push up and back. Come on. Groove. Go back again. You got it. Hit. Yeah. 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 March it out. Right left. Come on. Come on. March. All right. Good. Feeling good. Keep the core nice and tight. See? I'm just standing here. Just march it tight. March wide. Right here. March it out. Now, we're going to go into something called a rock. Just lifting your body. Lifting your shoulder. Right and left. Ready? Rock right and left. Here you go. Push. Work out. And when your body goes down, tighten up the ass. You would like my breathing exercise. I'm like, yeah. Go. Now, 4 more like this. Have fun with it, but keep your knees bent. Work. Give me 2 and 2. Like this. Work. Yeah. Come on, come on. Find your own groove. You got it in you. And push. Remember, work your abs. Work the quad. And push. Come on. 4 more. Right here. 4. Let's add some arms, y'all. Put it up. 2 and 2. Work. Yeah, y'all. Big. Move, y'all. How we doing? Yeah, how we doing? Push it out, 8 more. Remember, when your hands come up, tighten up your abs, push. 4 more. Here. You know what? I love to move left into the dance floor. Go. Push. Work. Hit. Move. Come back now. Go. Hit. Are we good? Come on. Move. Now remember, keep the knees slightly bent right here. Push. Move back. And go. Here we go. Right here. Basic bounce. Center. Come on. Now there. Now look. I'm doing my basic bounce. Tilt up tight. In the back. Look. Breathe. Everything's working here. Come on. We're going into what I call the lower body groove. So we're going to step out. But keep knees bent. Knees over ankles. Right here. Step right foot out. Right here. Groove. 7, 6. Hey. Bring it together. Groove. Come on. Now, when you come together, squeeze it in the thigh. Stay back, left out. Push. Stay down. Work. Yeah. Bring it together. Come on. Hit. You can groove how you want. At your arms in. When we go down from the shoulders. Go 8. Hit. Go. Push. And just move it here. Groove out. How we doing, y'all? Hit. Hit. Go down again. Come on. Push. Come on. All in the core. All in the quad. Step up. Right. Now. Do it again. Look. 4 and 4. Right here. Look. We go 4, 3. Drop the car. Push out. Oblique work again. Come on. Hit. You got it. Stay with. Stay low. Push it out. Groove. Yeah. How we doing? Foot. Hit. You know what? Let's funk it out. 2 and 2. Open. Come on. Come on. Do it. Go. Work out. Push. Push. And come on. Get the quads in there. Come on, y'all. Push. Come on. 4 moves. Right here. Go 4. Are you in there? 2 more. Right here. Groove. Hey. Hey. Right center. Right here. Oh. I feel it. Give me some skin, y'all. Right now. Come on. Feeling good. This is your time to shake your legs out. We're going to something called the heel toe. Look, march wide right here. Look, wide out. Heel toe. Right foot up and back like this. You got to groove and push and groove. Now what I want you to get used to is keeping that left knee bent, okay? Knee over the ankle. Just dropping it here. Lift, and back. Keep it back. Start to fire up that quadricep, right? We're gonna work the glutes too. Go low right here, look. I'm going down, knee over ankle, and push. I'm turning my foot out here, but most of the weight is staying on my left side. So you keep this safe, okay? Don't put too much weight on your right knee. Stay here, okay? And push. Here we go. Stay here. Add your arms. Both arms up here. Triceps back. Push. And lift. You gotta feel the work. You know why? Because when I see you walking down the street, I want you to be like, I'm cute in my jeans, but and push your dig. You ready to go tempo? I can't hear you. You two, let's go tempo. Push, work. Come on, push it down. Dig it down. Come on. You feel it working? Fire it up. Fire it up. Come on, dig. That's 8. Come on, let's say 8 and 7. How many more, y'all? 4 and 3. Come on. What? March it out and burn. Yeah, come on. Now shake it out again. Shake it out. Look, I'm shaking. Do it. Yeah, come on. Right, left. Now look. We gotta go to the other side. We can't walk lopsided. You know what I'm saying? We gotta stay center. Here we go. Look, left leg up and back. Heel toe. Look, heel toe. Groove. So now when the heel comes up tight, see, even when I'm standing low, I'm tight, look, sneak a peek, come down, and again, ready? So here, now what I need you to do is go up and down. Remember our form, up, knee over ankle, up, weights into the right side, push, turn out the left toe, push. Are we good? 4 more, go 4, and hit down, hit, 2 more. We're gonna funk it out in a minute. Get the form, make sure. Add your arms right here. Push and drop, y'all. Push and drop, y'all. Come on. Push and drop. Push. Triceps go back. Come on. 4 more. 2 more right here. Are we ready to go tempo? Let's work it out. Let's hit it. Push. Dig down. Work it out. Come on. Take it up the ass. Exhale. Push it down. Last 8. Come on. Light it out. Push it down. Cute. Work it out. 4 more. And 3. And 2. March out. Whoa. Alright. So we're feeling good. We got those legs nice and strong. But you know what? I want you to march it wide right there. Because you know what's about to happen? I'm going to take this shit right. Knees over the ankle, the foundation. Take it down and up right here. Go down and up right here. Go down and up. See? Knees over ankle and I'm pushing and I'm here. And guess what? I'm pushing my hips back and I'm gigging. Okay, come on. 4 more right here. Go 4 and 3. Now, let's go tempo right here. Push it. Funky out. Go in. Push. Now, come down. I want you to tighten up the core. But guess what? You gotta have a good time. But I don't want you to feel like you forget about your safety moves, okay? Knees over ankles. 4 and 3. You know what? Let's march it out, y'all. Are we feeling good? Come on, yeah. All right, so let's just groove here. Now, what I want you to do, I want you to take that march out wide again, okay? And when I need you now, plant the feet and come down low. Tighten up the core. Arms up. Crunching your arms down to the right side. Here we go. Up and 7. Now, as I do this, I'm going into my tilt tuck and tighten back. To let you know, you'll get to know very well, okay? Get it lower into that spot. You got it? Push down. And here we go. We're going to start to bring our elbows to our knees. Look, punch down and up and push and up. We keep on grooving and sit into the spot a little more so we can work those buns. Come on. And push. Do you feel it? And go. How about 1 more? Good? Watch out right here. All right. Good. Now we're going to go back down into that. But we're going to do something that are a little lower to the floor. So make sure you use your core to follow Tanya, okay? So here we go. Go back in that position. Come a little lower. Bring your arms up here. Now, left hand goes to the floor. Ready? Push. Touch it. Come center. And touch. And you can rock it and squeeze the oblique. How we doing, y'all? Come on. And get it. And work it. And push it. All right, get your rear nice and far back. And guess what? Let's go. Tempo right here. Tempo work. Yeah, I'm peeking at you. I can still see you work. Come on. And dig. And go. Come on. Last 8. Can we get 8 more? Yeah. Go 4 and 3. You know what? Let's this shit right here. Word. Oh, my hands and shit. Get it out. Shit, get it out. Good. Now, we're going to some lunges, okay? We got a couple things to remember. Knee over ankle, hip over knee. I'll tell you more about it in a second. But what I need you to do, give me a step back right here. Look, just move back. Hey, work it out. Now, each time you go side to side, you can work that oblique. Here and here. Now, you have to bring the arms in like this. Just move, nice and easy. Good, never do it like this. Let's go down, look. Push, drop, and drop. Now, remember I was talking about knee over ankle and hip over knee? Look, I can point it out for you. So I'm showing you. Look, knee over ankle. Boom. Hip over knee. Drop it. Push. Ready? Come on. 2 more. Let's go. Push. Hold. Don't get out. Work. Hit again. Hit. Come on. Can you do more? Push it down. Work. Now, we're going to stay in this just for a little bit longer. Can we do it? Come on. Hip hop agile. Go. Don't get back. There goes abs. Say, look. Yeah. Go. Push. Come on. That's 4. 4. 3, 2, watch it out, right here. Oh, y'all like I like this. Yeah, feels good. All right, now, listen, take your feet wide, turn your body to the right side. Now, really hip over knee, right here, knee over ankle, hips, up and back, look, up and back, here, and back, come on, go up and back, so I'm lifting, up and back, just up and back, up, 2 more, up and back. Now listen, roll the hips to me, so you circle, roll around, there, roll. Then when you come in look, then look at it, all engaged into the little one. Work. Do it again, come on, ready? So here we go. Now, take the hips forward and back a little faster, look. Hit to back, hit to back, hit to back, 4 more, right here, go 4. Hip over knee, ready? And roll it out. Let's go. Open up. Hip it out. Work. You're working on those glutes. 4 and 3. And watch it right and left. I feel that. Loosen up now. That's called lactic acid. That's how you call it lactic acid. I'll tell you about that later too. So come on. Let's turn our body to the other side. Because you know what? Gotta do it, y'all. So here we go. And 4. Hip over knee. Knee over ankle. Hips up and back. So up. And back, sweep up, and back. Don't be afraid to put your hand in your stomach, just feel around. Just look to feel how that's working. But guess what? You're getting long lean while you're at the same time. Here we go, ready? Take the hip and roll. I said roll, yeah, roll, yeah. Now I know it's a little sexy, but when you put those jeans on, you're going to feel sexy, girl and boy. Come on. And here, again, work. Are you ready? Hips up and back, tempo, don't forget about the abs. And tighten, and groove, and work, come on, and hit it. Yeah, come on, push. Now circle out, tempo, dig out, and hit it. See, this is out, and out. 4 more, go 4, and 3, what? And march it out, yeah. I feel like you do a little that in the pot too.
Really mostly for your
okay, so come on.
hip
all right,
flexors.
what we gotta do? We're gonna feet together because we're going to do some leg raises that's really gonna help you hit. Inner thigh squeeze. Arms to the left. Ready? Back to work. Push it out. Go lift and go. Every time you come back down, you want to in your knee. Good quad work there. Okay, now when you bring it in, I want you to squeeze the inner thigh. Do you guys feel that? Come on, squeeze. And down. Come on, give me 8 more. 8 more. Come on. 8 and then. Come on. Stay with me. Push. Flex the foot, up and down. I only want 4 more like this, and guess what? We're gonna go hip hop and stop. And we're working that oblique too. Ready? 5 and 6. Ready, y'all? Tempo, go, work, push, dig out, yeah. Come here, come on. You got it. Work through. Push. Hey, go. 4 more right here. Go 4 and 3 and 2. Watch it out. Oh! You know what? I was feeling that. You feel good? Now we gotta go to the other side. Remember, in the thigh squeeze, every time ready? Here we go. Arm to the left side. Here we go. Ready? Take it up. And go. Work. And swing that hip. Boom. Ooh. Just swing it. Put your hands here. Just to feel how that's working. Remember, bend the knee. Let's go again. Push. Come on. Keep it there nice and slow. Now, squeeze the glute as you lift. So you can wrap it all around there. It's wrapping. Oh my goodness. That feels so good. It wraps like me. Right around those abs. I'm right around those abs every day. You know what I'm saying? So, here we go. Ready? Tempo. Let's work it out. Push. Go. And dig it out. Say yeah, y'all. Say yeah, y'all. Come on, push. Are we there? We got it. Work. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Yeah! How does that feel? Hey! Now listen, grab your mat because we're going to go to the floor so I can do some more hip buns inside. Hey, hey, hey. Are you ready for some more hip buns inside action? Well, let's go into the tabletop right here. Okay, now listen. I want you to come with a flat back. Make sure your shoulders, elbows, and wrists are in line. With the knee and tighten up the stomach. Let's go to a leg. Let's back now. Push and back. Good. Extend foot. Come on. Those lines. And push it. Have some fun. Come on. You got to keep that form, okay? Very important for you to keep your form. Dig in here. Push and back. And good. Now keep going here. Come on. Go back and in. Squeeze. Come on. Come on. Squeeze it and back and push. Can I get 4 more, y'all? 4 and back. You got it. 3, 2 more here. Here's 2 right here. Now listen. I need you to just hold it back there. Hold it back and squeeze. Just squeeze that glute. Make it rock hard so you can look good and feel good. Now start to poke that heel to the seal and press and dig. Keep going here. Come on. Push and push. Are you feeling good? Do you feel that burn? Come on, lift. And up. And lift. And up. Keep going. Lift. Push. Keep those abdominals nice and tight. Come on, give me 8 more. And 7. And 6. Come on. 4 more right here. Go 4. And 3. You know what? I want you to hold it here. Feel the burn. Feel the burn. Hold up. Good. Hold it here. 1 more right here. And 4 more counts to hold. Now listen. Squeeze your foot into the other side of the body. So you kind of bring your glutes together. And you squeeze it. And you work it. Come on, push. And push. Are your abdominals engaged? Come on, come on. Keep that flat back. Push. Tighten up. And go. And push. Come on. And dig. And dig. Come on. And keep it going. Keep it going. Work. And give it. Come on. Push. Keep going. How we feeling, y'all? How we feeling? Let's hold it here. Hold it. Hold it. Squeeze. You gotta hold it, squeeze. You gotta hold it, squeeze. Come on. Tighten it good. Now listen. Start to bend the leg up. Start to bend the leg up. You want to have your leg come at 90 degrees. And you need to adjust yourself. Just adjust yourself just to make sure everything is in line. Now, just the heel to the steel. Let's go. Press. And lift. And go. Come on. And dig. And go. How do we feel? Come on. Feeling good. Push. Go, come on. 4 more right here. 4 and 3. You know what? I'm going to give you a little bit more. Keep going. Go. Come on, come on. Yes. 4 and 3. Now you can stop. Now come into child's pose. Quick lift. But you know what? Don't stay down there too long because we got more working out to do. Lift up. Up underneath and push. Leg press. Push. And back. Oh yeah. We got another side to our body, y'all. We got a BQ and bleed fly. I said bleed fly. I meant beat fly. Come on. And go. Come on. Lift and go. You got it. Come on, push. Just keep that going for me. Squeeze it more. Just squeeze it. Look at my buns if you need to. They're there to help you out. Come on. And dig. And work. And push. Come on. Give me 4 more. I said 4. Are you guys ready to move on? Well, then give me 2 more then. Come on, here we go. Now, hold it back there now. Just hold. Hold and squeeze. Hold and squeeze. Make sure that your alignment is correct. Get abdominals are tight and then start to pulse it up to the ceiling. Lift and squeeze. You know what? That burn feels so amazing to me. I don't know what to do with myself. So come on. Lift. Keep going. Keep going. Come on. Lift and squeeze. And squeeze. Come on. Go 4 and 3. Now look, hold it here, come on, hold. Now we're going to do the same thing we did on the other side. We're going to start to squeeze our glutes together right here. Let's squeeze them in, press, and press. You guys feel that? You feel that working? Come on, do you feel it work? I told you that lactic acid was there. It's the most amazing acid you ever see. Feel in your body. Come on, go, and press. Now, I want you to hold it there, hold. Hold and squeeze, dig it out, 4 more right here, go 4 and 3. Now what I need you to do is bend the knee again, bend it up, put it to the ceiling. Come on, make sure you have that 90-degree feel, okay? Now hold it, find the position, press up to the ceiling. Let's go, come on, and press, press. Keep going, how we feeling? Push, you know what? Keep going, come on, dig through, work it out, come on, we got it. You know what? That's it. Can we do it, y'all? Hey, sorry, no. Squeeze. 4 more right here. 4 and 3 and 2. Release, child's pose. That felt amazing. Are you good? Well, you know what? It's time to stretch. So come up right here. Come up. All right. Now look. We're going to stretch it down. I said work. Now, stretch out those feet. Take that deep breath out. This is a fierce workout, so you might as well get into it every day. So come down, touch those toes right here, touch your toes. If you're not as flexible, it's okay if you come here, you can quiet that. Or you need your shins. Whatever feels comfortable for you. You got that? Here we go. Now, take a deep breath. Inhale. And exhale down. Round the back to lay down. Your abdominals are engaged still.
So that does work you out. So it's nothing major. It's just designed for fat loss and simple toning. For people who just want to lose a little bit of weight, don't have a lot of time, you want something fun. It's cheesy, but it's kind of fun. So. Again, shameless plug. I don't have any sponsors. Nobody sponsored me. And again, since I'm using these in these videos, you can find these all on Beachbody.com, or even better, Beachbody on demand. You can get a subscription to them, and pretty much have access to all their workouts. I don't know if the older stuff's on there. I believe it is. That might be on there. If not, you can probably find it on eBay or something if you'd like them. I know it's old. I know it's probably well over 10 years old, probably 10, 14, 12, 14, 15 years old, something like that. I don't know exactly when it came out. I know P90X came out in 2008 or 2007 or something like that, maybe even 2006. I know I bought it in 2008 from the infomercial. I bought it and did it right away. That and Turbo Jam have been out longer than that, so that's 14 years ago. Yeah. That's funny. No, it's not funny. It actually works out perfectly. 8 years ago was 2014, 14 years ago was 2008. It's 2022. 14 and 8 equal 22. So yeah, that would work next year, because 8 years ago would be next year. 8 years ago would be 2009. No. 8 years ago would be 2015. And 14 years ago would be 2000. 15. Yeah, it doesn't work that way. It works this year because it's 2022. Anybody else will say 2000 instead of 20? I said 2020. It's like the only year I probably said 20 for the beginning. Every other time it's been 2000, 2001, 2002. I always said 2000. Then you say 1901. It just sounded weird, like saying 2001. 2010, 1910. It sounded weird saying, no, it just sounded weird to me. I had no problem saying 2020. I always say 2000, 2021. 2022, 2020. I don't know. It's just weird for me. I've always said 2000, except for 2020. 2020. Just sounded better saying 2020. Right for the 2020 vision. Anyway, let's turn the music on and get this started. Yeah, I'm going to go to the bathroom first, because I'm trying to go before I get down here again. Alright, so I cut that out of the video. Yes, the last time I went to the bathroom. The last 2 times I went to the bathroom, I cut it out completely. The first time I kind of used kind of a swirl edit feature to I didn't just cut it. I could have just cut it, because the camera doesn't move. And it probably wouldn't even been noticeable, but I kind of did a, one of those like transition things where it swirled and came back. So the last time I did it, I used a different one, and it actually got me. The transition actually got me walking out, and it faded out as I walked into the bathroom, and it faded in at the same time me walking out this way. So you caught me kind of going in and out at the same time, so I thought that was kind of cool. Video editing is kind of fun. It's frustrating and tedious, but it's kind of fun. It's kind of like Excel. Excel spreadsheet, making an Excel spreadsheet is tedious and obnoxious, and it's like, when you get it done and everything works together perfectly, it's just like so like satisfying. So maybe I'll start working on my video editing skills. Alright, so workout glasses on. I'm not going to wear them when I do my squats because it's just obnoxious. Just because they're not like full. Alright, anyway, so we're starting with back squats. We did 60 pounds on the first set last week, 70 on the second. We're going to 75. So it means I need the 25, I make 70. 25, 50, 70, and then two and a halfers. I think that's what I started with on the bench press. Fine. And if you've been following along, remember I used a broomstick. First like 4 or 5 weeks. When I was doing 30 reps, not 15. Then again, I still am doing 30 reps. The break in between split half. Alright, so 25, 50, bar 70, 72, 50, 75. That is what I said. 70 with a plus mark there. Yes. All right. It's chilly. Not quite centered. That's supposed to go up in 10s. Completely messed up. That was supposed to go up to 80. Squats and seated calf raises. Front squats, back squats, wide plie squats, and seated calf raises. We're supposed to go up in 10-pound increments. What did it feel right? Whatever. Too late now. 75 pounds, 15 reps. So we'll go to 80 on the next one. See where we're at. Get back on track. Complete brain fart there. I don't know. It bothers. It just bothers. I can't do anything when he does that. I don't know why. Okay, 80 pounds, 15 reps. We'll take that to 90 next week. It should have been a 10-pound increment today. All right, wide Plié squats. 60 pounds on the first set, 70 pounds on the second set. We're keeping it at 70. See, on these 10-pound increments, maybe I should have a separate. Maybe I should, I don't know. Because I probably could do 75. Hey, you know what? My feet hurt, or my cheek hurts on the inside. It's only if I push myself. It doesn't hurt on the chair. I don't know. So yeah, I think I'm just going to use my double plus method. Because it seems kind of odd that I'm like, yeah, it's either 10 pounds or nothing. And sometimes it could be like, oh, that was tough, but I could probably squeeze that another 5. I don't remember from last week how I felt. So we're gonna do 70, what he says. It just seems kind of dumb. All right, so again, the wide plie, opposed to having your legs straight, you're coming down this way. Your legs are out, and your knees are going that way. You want to keep your feet slightly forward because most people can't do this anyway. And it's really hard to balance this way, especially when you put weight to that. So you want to still keep your feet slightly forward, keep that balance, and then you need to figure out what's good for you. Mine is my heels are just wider than my shoulders. It's a good position for me. And that works too because it lines up basically the balls of my feet the bottom of my squat rack. So this works your inner thighs, still your quads, but also your inner thighs, as opposed to more so your hamstrings and glutes. Okay, 60 pounds, 70, we kept it at 70, so we're on 70, we're good. And I would recommend doing heavy, definitely have a spotter. Just to kind of make sure you don't fall backwards, that's all. That's really all you need it for. You don't want to fall backward that way with all this weight. So. Yeah. You don't have to go down super far on those either. You can, cool. You don't have to. Alright, first set, 70 pounds, 15 reps. I am going to take it up to 80. We'll do our normal increment. Alright, second set, 80 pounds.
Another reason to have a spotter. It's kind of difficult getting into place. Okay, that for sure is going to stay at 80. So 80, 15 slash there, and I'm going to right 80 in the corner of the next box. Just to make sure I know that I'm not going to do that. Yeah, I can probably do 5 more. I probably could, but feel a slight pull near the end here. Yeah, nope. Not gonna risk that. Alright, let me strip the plates here. And we'll do leg extensions. That for this anyway. Even though I could use the rusty one. It's easier to carry them when they got the basically the handle on. I use those if I need them. I use the rusty ones if I need them for convenience. So like, I'll probably need them later on with the, probably first with the seated calf raise. Once that gets over 200 pounds, then I'm going to need to use those because I have 50 on each side. Well, 220. 220 is the minimum. I will need to use those for sure. That's 20 pounds of bar, 50 gets 100, and then all 425 would be another 100. So once I get to 220 on the seated calf raises, have to use it. Try to make sure it's slightly offset from the thing, from the camera over there in the corner too. That way it's not like directly on my pass where I do my curls. Alright, am I completely in frame? I am not completely in frame. Now, I should be completely in everybody's frame. Yes. Alright, so leg extensions. We did 45 in the first set, 50 on the second set. We're going to 55. Having the handles makes it easier. The rusty ones are just solid. You gotta double hand them on most of them, on the bigger ones. Alright, 5 pounds. 55. I think I know why my alarm wasn't going to go off. Like when I first set my alarms up every hour for while I was working, I would get a notification that my alarm was going to go off 5 minutes before the hour. And then I don't know what I did, but about 6-7 months ago, roughly, it started giving me the notification. It started giving me the notification a half hour ahead. So I reset my phone, so it must have reset the settings. So when I looked at the noon one, it was like 11:53, 11:54. So I wouldn't have seen the notification. Like, oh, it's not going off, okay. And then it went off a couple minutes later because I didn't see the notification. So I was just looking at the clock. It's 1:49, so I wouldn't have a notification on there. It's going to go off for another like 6-7 minutes. Then stalling. Quad work. I don't like quad work. It burns. I don't like it. Alright, first set, 55 pounds. Here we go. Although, it is fun to watch your quads flex. Just saying. Even though I don't have much there. So, first set, 55 pounds, 15 reps. I don't think I can knock out 60, still make sure I have my legs completely straight. At least more than like the first couple. We'll see how this goes again with 55. We'll decide from next week. Yeah, like we normally do. But typically I'm right when I do this. When I do this contemplation and I go back to just doing what I did. Usually I'm like, by the end of that set, I'm like, I'm the door. Okay, second set, 55 pounds. I don't like quad work. It's not that I don't like leg day, I don't like quad work. I don't like it's like a different burning sensation than the rest of the body. Am I wrong on that? Anybody else think that too? It like burns differently? I know there's nobody watching. And no one's gonna watch my workout video this far through. The average watch time's like 19 seconds on all my videos. There's 2 people. I was wondering if I bring down those, I got those tablets, I keep thinking about that. I keep forgetting about it. I got 3 tablets. They're all kind of outdated. But 2 of them are like nicer, outdated ones. I don't think are much older than my phone. Or at least these 2. Note 4 and Note 5. Maybe it'll just fine for this. I'll try that, at least one of those, and I can free my phone up. Now we're about killing the battery doing these lives on Instagram. I think we should do that. Then I can set both of them up and I can do one on Facebook too. Just because. This seems to be where I get most of the people that are like liking my stuff. But then again, that's where people that are closer to actually knowing you are. Alright, second set, 55 pounds, 15 reps. I'm pretty damn positive that that'll be fine at 60 for next week. Alright, leg curls. We did 60 pounds the first set last week, 65 on the second. We're keeping it at 65, so I'm just going to throw a 10 on there. That's 55. Now I could just put it on top, but that would just look stupid. That looks nice. All right. Alright, first set, 65 pounds, 15 reps. We're going to go to 70 on the next set. Take off 5. Put on another 10. A 10. A 10. A fucking 10. Anybody know what that's from? A 10! A 10! A fucking 10! I'll give you a whopping thumbs up. Tell me where that's from. A 10! A 10! A fucking 10! Alright, 70 pounds. Yeah, I don't have any money to give away to anybody, so most you're gonna get is a awesome. To write this shit down first. Fucks up my things on my YouTube videos, make them take longer. And the scroll thing just goes like, starts going like one letter at a time instead of being like a nice little, the longer it is. Anyway, 70 pounds, right? Yeah. 15 reps, and we'll keep that at 70. Nobody has an answer? Nobody? Let's see, somebody was on Instagram. Somebody at least was, or is, on, I believe Twitch shows the viewer the whole time. So I've seen it go from 1 to 2, back to 1, and down to 0. So I think there's somebody there the whole time. I don't know. And I know there's one person in here. There was 2 when I asked. Completely forgot again. Oh. Nobody wants to answer that? Nobody likes movie trivia? What if I started doing movie trivia between sets? Would that get people to follow me? If I start doing stupid shit? I put a banner that said 6 times 2, parentheses, 2 plus 2 equals, and have everybody argue over it. Get people to follow me. I could do movie trivia. That'd be fun. Movie and music trivia. Movie quotes, like I just did. Alright, anyway. Standing calf raises. Again, I'm doing that with a dip belt. I don't have a calf raising machine, and there's nothing wrong with that. It works just fine. You have 2 options to do this too. You can do them single leg or double leg. Double leg, just so you know, you're lifting your entire body with both legs. So whatever your weight is, 200 pounds, 100 pounds per leg. Plus whatever weight you put on, obviously split between your legs. So if I throw a 50-pound weight on here, I'm not 200 pounds anymore, but let's just say I am. That's 250 125 pounds per leg. Alright, now if I decide to do that with no weights, 200 pounds with just one leg, now granted, obviously I know there's a little bit less on there because your calf and everything, but just to make it easy and round numbers. Say I'm 200 pounds, I do it on one leg, I'm lifting all 200 pounds with the one leg. So, double legged, full body, with 50 pounds, that's 125 pounds per leg, or 200 pounds with no weights on one leg is 200 pounds per leg. So it's more without using weight if you do one leg. Plus you get the extra balancing muscles, the fine-tuning balancing muscles that they talk about in yoga. Strengthening up as well by doing it on one leg. So, plus if you're using a dip belt, you start putting super heavy weights on here, it gets harder to move around to get from your weights to your platform, carrying the weight. So, if you start getting too heavy with your weights, switch to doing one leg. And it'll make it a lot easier. So you don't have to have, again, I would have to put, let's see, 200 pounds per leg. I would have to put 200 pounds, I have to carry 200 pounds. I have to put 200 pounds in the dip belt to equal exactly the same on each side. 200 pounds per leg doing it this way. So really, well, both 50-pound weights and all four 25-pound weights on there to equal what I would do with no weights with one leg. Make sense? So it'd be 200 pounds. I'm 200 pounds. So it'd be 400 pounds total. Split between legs, 200 pounds each. So when the weight starts getting too heavy for you to move around, if you're doing it this way, just switch to one leg. Just be mindful of what you were doing the first time to know what you can do with the one leg. So I hope that makes sense. Alright, so we did 35 on the first set, 40 on the second set. We're going to 45. So we need 25 and 2 tenths. Right? 25, 35, 45, yeah. So, and what I'm going to do to avoid having to stand up from an awkward position with my knees jutted over my toes, which is not good, I'm going to put the weights on the bench, load the weights from the bench, so I'm already standing. Then all I have to do is turn around, and I got that right there. So I can have the bench here, or I can have the bench here, either way, something close. And I can do that. So 25. Because I'm anal, I'm going to go 10, 25, 10. That way it's like, it's going to look kind of funny. But it appears to be more even. It's still going to pull down the same, no matter what order you put them in. But for me, it's got to be aesthetic. So we'll go 10, 25, and then the other 10. Okay. And you just wobble your way over. Alright, so first set, 45 pounds, double legs. would make more sense if I brought it over here, brought the bench over here and it is over here. That way, if I was going to do the same weights, I wouldn't have to really take it off, come over here. Or, I could just take it over there. Either way. Either way, it would work just fine. Alright, first set, 45 pounds, 15 reps. We're going to go up to 50. Now, I could just use the giant one. Could. But it's big and awkward. If I don't need to, I'm not going to. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to use the 50. This will require me to lift it up. All this shit. I'll make you do. Down, this would like disperse the chain at all. However, less clanging things together. Now it kind of pulls it farther away from, you know, fun stuff. And again, oh yeah, that's fine. Oh yeah, that's perfectly fine. Okay. I thought maybe because I'm short, it was going to hit the platform. All right. Second set, 50 pounds. Careful stepping off, things swing, it's gonna smack your fucking knee. Alright, second set, 50 pounds, 15 reps. We'll go up to 55 on that next week. Alright, we gotta set up for seated calf raises. That should be right. Plates. These line up with those. Should be about right. Fucker. Fucker. I don't care. It's so weird. All right. Again, I'm short. I gotta raise everything up so I can get the bar off of the bars. Bar off the bars. I don't know what I just did there. I was wrong on that. Line up the back of the screws. That should be about right. I think that's about right. Alright, so we did 140 pounds on the first set last week, 150 on the second set. We're going to keep it 150. 20-pound bar is 130 total. This will be 50, 15, 65 on each side. It's only because the weight's so far out. But that's why I will never put more than 50 pounds on one side. At a time. So there. This. 50, 100, 120 for the bar, 150, right? 120 for the bar, 130, 135. It's good for you. This is a squat bar shoulder pad basically. But it works for this too. Alright. Even. case anybody's wondering, the reason why that's a lot heavier, way heavier than the other one, basically what I was just explaining with the other one. You're not lifting your body weight. Your calves are constantly lifting your body weight. If you take the body weight away, you need extra weight. There. I know it seems self-explanatory, but some people don't understand easy shit. Alright, first set 150. 15, we'll go to 160 on that. We'll take off the thighs, put on 10s. Next increase, we can put on the 25s. Alright, so 50, 100, 110, 120, 130, 140, and the 20-pound bar is 160. Alright, second set, 160. Up properly. Ooh, we're not even. Yeah, we're not even. Not close. Alright, second set 160, 15 reps. We'll go to 170 on that next week. So that means we'll put on the 50s plus 25s. Okay. These put away here. These weights taken off. So anyway, that was a pretty good workout. That was a pretty good workout. But I started too late, so I was rambling about bullshit. But then again, that's what I do every fucking time. Ramble about shit that doesn't matter. How to do with workout. Put these in stupid orders. These back dumb. I gotta move them all again anyway. Because tomorrow I made the two big ones. And I got one buried and one out. Whatever. Okay. That's it. I'm done. Talked way too much in the beginning. So, yeah, that was a pretty good workout. Okay. So anyway, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch. All the same usernames. I just made sure my Twitter was the exact same username as well. Last night. Then again, Twitter is mostly me trolling Biden and other people in Washington. And telling them how wrong they are and everything. It's half the time there. Like, yeah, I just saw one. He goes, billionaires only pay 8% in taxes. They shouldn't be making so much more money and paying less of a percentage, less tax rate than teachers and blah 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 bullshit. It's bullshit. 100% bullshit. Their numbers include wealth. They want to tax wealth. Okay? It's an income tax. They pay 37% income tax. They pay way more than we pay, percent-wise. And technically way more than we pay in the first place. Even if they did only pay 8% of $1 billion, it's a hell of a lot more than we pay. So they're trying to play on people to vote for extra control in the government and extra money to take from people. Once they start taxing wealth, that will creep down to the rest of us. And in your houses, the value of your house is your net value. Okay? How much are you worth is not how much you make a year. How much you are worth is how much you make plus the value of your assets. So if you own a house that is appraised at $150,000, you are worth $150,000 on top of your income. So say you make $100,000 a year, you're getting taxed on that, plus you're getting taxed on your house. You're already paying property taxes, you're getting taxed on your house because that is wealth. Own any stocks that aren't sold yet, you're getting taxed. That's what he's trying to do. Unrealized gains, unsold stock, they want to tax that too. So money that you have spent that you have not brought in, they want to tax that. That will give them an excuse to tax your 401k plan that you have not cashed out yet. You're putting money into it, it's growing in value, and you get, if you take it out, not only do you get a penalty, you get taxed on that money because it's income. It comes out pre-taxed, so you don't get taxed on it in the first place. But when you take it out, they're going to tax it. So this gives them an excuse to tax it while it's in there. Okay? You are worth that money in your 401k. If you have $100,000 in your 401k, I'm not sure I know anybody who actually does, but just for numbers, you are getting taxed on that 401k. So you're losing money on your 401k unless it is constantly making money, but then you're getting taxed on it, just like your income. They will tax your wealth. The value of your car every year will depreciate, but it still has value, so you will get taxed on that. Trust me, when they want to tax the billionaires on their wealth, it will trickle down to the rest of us eventually because they will need more money for the bullshit they want to spend it on. So they will tax everything, and then they will give it away to other countries for foreign aid that don't even uphold the standards that we have in America. You know, like Ukraine, you give them money to Ukraine, and they're being supported by all the gay rights activists, you know, well, we stand with Ukraine. It's even on their fucking flag. Yet, you would be jailed in prison in Ukraine for being gay. You'd be shot in Palestine for being gay, yet they're supporting Palestine over Israel because Israel is the basis of the Christianity, Judeo-Christian religion. So we're against that, so we're going to be for Palestine, even though Palestine will shoot us in the fucking head if we go there. So we'll give all this money to foreign nations, and then we'll give all this money to people, illegal immigrants and everything else. I have no problem with supporting people and helping people out. I have no problem with that. But they will give all the money away that they are taking from you and making you poor by doing it to give to people who are now probably just a little bit more poor than you are. There's nothing wrong with social programs helping out distressed individuals as temporary problems, temporary solutions to problems that should be resolved on their own by the people, or if they need them for some reason permanently, like disabled or Medicare for the elderly. You know, I have no problem with taking care of our elderly that way. There's social programs that are fine, but they will take all that money to spend on other bullshit that doesn't need to be spent on. That's your money. So do not let them tell you that they want to tax the rich, because they are taxing the rich. The rich are paying their fair share. Corporations get tax breaks. Businesses get, I'm an independent contractor. I basically am my own business. I run my own business technically. I work for DoorDash, I work for Grubhub, but I'm independent. I run my own business. I get tax breaks. I pay less in taxes than you pay, but I spend more money on my business than you do. You spend 20 bucks a week in gas. Even now, you spend 20 bucks a week in gas driving to and from work. I spend $20, more than $20 a day in gas for my business, and that gets deducted from my taxes. So the rich are getting taxed plenty. Don't let them tax wealth. Don't let them fool you into thinking that they're going to tax the rich more when they already are taxing them more. They want to tax wealth. Income tax was a sham in the first place. Should have never been a thing, but it is, and we're stuck with it because our ancestors, 100 years ago, a little over 100 years ago, income tax was a way to fund wars, like Civil War and things like that. It's supposed to be a temporary solution to help bring in extra money for the war effort, to win the war. But once you allow something temporary, or once you allow something for somebody, it gets trickled down to everybody. It always does. That's why we have income tax. But we voted our grandparents, our great-great-grandparents voted those people into office, and those people made the decision to take our hard-earned money to spend on more bullshit and to raise their fucking pay. So while they're all making $150,000 to argue and go in once or twice every so often, and some of them walking out of the state of unions and things like that, and not even doing their jobs, and not voting like they're supposed to, I voted you in, or so you could represent me, and then you walk out of the state of the union. Yes, I'm talking about Tim Ryan. I didn't vote for him, but he's my representative, and he walks out of the State of the Union in 2021 or 2022, whichever one. I don't know which one it was, but he walks out of the State of the Union. AOC didn't even show up because this is like one of the handful of times you have to be in Washington, and you don't go because you don't like the president. Tough shit. I don't like the president. If I was a senator, I can't stand by. I will defend Biden if somebody says some bullshit that's wrong, but it's not me defending him. It's defending him against false accusations, because that's bullshit all around. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're the worst fucking criminal person in the world. False accusations are wrong and should not be tolerated on any level whatsoever. So I will defend that. I can't stand Biden. Period. I thought he was a funny little fucking muppet when he was Obama's pet. Because that's all he was. He was Obama's pet. He wasn't a vice president. He was a pet. And all those memes with Biden when he was leaving the office, when Obama was leaving the office, all those memes like, "I'm gonna miss you. I love you. Can I come live with you?" They were funny as fuck. But that doesn't mean I like Biden. Biden's a fucking tool bag and should never have been elected in the fucking first place. But anyway. If I was a senator or if I was a representative, you bet your fucking ass I am going to sit there and do my fucking job. I will go to the state of unions and I will sit there. I will go and I will argue with the other side like I'm supposed to. I will cast my vote. I will never do a just present. You're going to get my vote. I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do. I'm not going to side with everybody. Well, I don't like the way you did it, so I'm not going to vote. AOC. Crying over something that she didn't fucking vote for, and she was fucking completely wrong on in the fucking first place. Wow, I got a rant. Jesus. But somebody said something. If you could bench 500 pounds, I will give you 50 bits. I can't. I definitely can't. I'll tell you that right now. I could probably push out 2. And if I had a spotter here, I could probably try for like 225, 250. Once. Maybe. I'd probably tear every fucking muscle in my chest. But no. I could not bench 500 pounds. So yeah, anyway, if I was an elected official representing my county, you bet your damn ass I would be representing my my territory, my area, my region, whatever, my state. If I was a senator, bet your fucking ass I would be there doing my job, representing my state. Going to the president's State of Union you don't like and staying there, walking out is not a sign of anything other than you are a coward and you are a baby and you don't get your way. Staying there and being angry and not liking what he says, that's fine. Pelosi ripping up Trump's speech, that's the same State of the Union. That was a bullshit, childish play. They were all being childish. Every one of them were being childish. Pelosi had to be there because she had to sit behind Trump. So she had to be there. But the other ones, they got walked out and didn't show up. Fuck them. You're not doing your fucking job. That, I don't care. I don't care how much you hated Trump. I don't care how much you hate Biden. If your representative is pulling childish bullshit like that, and that's who you consider to represent you, then you are a child yourself. It should not be acceptable on any level for a elected official to do that, period. Anyway, that's enough of a rant for that. So, yeah, don't let them fool you into thinking that taxing wealth is a good idea. Because they're going to tell you they're going to tax the billionaires, and that will trickle down eventually to you. You start taxing wealth, then anything you own will be taxed. There will be inventory taken. They will want to find out everything you own. That microwave you just bought is worth something. That car you just bought is worth something. That garage you just built is worth something. You spent money on it, but now you own it because it's worth money. The new driveway is worth money. It's an asset. Everything about your property is an asset. So you get property tax for having the property, and then you'll be taxed on everything you have on the property. That is what a wealth tax is, and they will take your money. Trust me. Don't let them tax wealth. If your representative and your senator are for taxing wealth on the billionaires just because it's billionaires, doesn't affect me. Yes, it does. Because one, you start taxing their wealth, they're not going to do that. They're not going to put up with that. They're going to raise prices so they can make more money to make up for what they're being taxed for, that they don't have. You're taxing money they don't have. Why would anybody buy a house if they're going to get taxed on how much it is worth every year? Fuck that. I would not buy a house. I would be renting forever. That's the other thing. They want to fucking stop landlords and all that shit. Make it easier for you to buy a house. Everybody owns a house now. Tax your wealth. Everybody owns a house. Everybody gets taxed on their wealth. So your house has value. It's wealth. They will take it from you. They will tax you on it. Don't let them trick you. Anyway, I'm done. Instagram, Twitch, TikTok, YouTube, something fucking like that. They're all over the fucking place. All the same usernames. Whatever you're watching me on, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Even if you just stopped in and checked me out, even if you're trolling me, I don't give a shit. Whatever, you still stopped in and checked me out. I appreciate it. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, feel free to ask them on any of the platforms, but I would prefer if you took them to TikTok. Again, all the same usernames, because that is my main account. That is what I'm constantly on. Okay, but if you leave a comment on somewhere else, if you somehow see me on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter, you see one of my posts, please keep it to the right posts. You know, don't, you know, my comment trolling Biden. Don't worry about that one. You know, if you have a comment about this, comment on that. Comment on the videos that are shared on it. But anyway, TikTok's my main account. I would prefer all the communication to go through there, either in my fitness journey playlist on one of those videos, or my highlight reel playlist, one of those videos as well, or use the Q&A feature. That way I can make a video reply to it, and it tags you and everything else, so you can make sure you get that response. And I prefer to make videos over sitting there typing the shit out. So, but I will not ignore you if you send me a message, comment on one of my videos. I will not reply to direct messaging if I don't know who you are, or you know, we haven't had a previous conversation in the first place. So if you're like, I'd like some more information, sure, no problem. Let me send you a quick DM on how the program works. Sure, no problem. But I'm not going to respond to your hey in my DM on Facebook or Instagram, wherever else it is. So, but yeah. Other than that, feel free to comment on any of my videos. I don't really care what you comment either. You want to be a troll, be a troll. You want to say I'm stupid, say I'm stupid. I don't give a shit. You say I'm not doing shit right, that's fine. Let me know. If I'm not doing it right, I will correct what I need to correct. All that good stuff. But yeah, that's it. I'm done.